All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
Three consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to pre-market prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, and Joel. I guess people are feeling a little nervous into tech earnings tonight. Apple trading lower, Google trading lower, Microsoft trading lower. Nobody wants to go home long overnight until these reports.
It changed in a flip of a switch. It changed. But we'll take a look at those individual issues. They did have some nice runs up into the report. So, buy the head of strategy and forget about worrying about the report. That rings true today. You also had some other factors, outside factors on the market today. But the first 30 seconds of the market in the index, man, at 5-point drop, there were sellers. And they kept on selling for most of the day. It turned it around 1:30, just under Friday's low. We're coming back. We're trying to get back mid-range on the session, but we're 20 handles off the low. So buy the dip, still working here today. It's just you had to try it a couple times before you caught it. Crude down 19 cents. I was still talking about this 72 level. It looked like we were going to put it in the rearview mirror when we went to 71.08. But battled back with the market down 18 cents at 71.73. Gold in the green by only a nickel at 17.99.70. Silver, high-ho silver, new low for the move. I call it high-low silver. That's down 56 cents at 24.755. Bitcoin sell off, but $1,500 off the low, down $1,300 at 38,180. And Ethereum going to sympathy too. That's down $128 at 22.45.
All right, we got a lot to discuss right now.
No tangents. I'm just going to be focused.
Okay, let's start with something that we were just talking about before. We won't spend too much time on this, but with regards to China, there's this interesting bifurcation today where you get the stocks that have been hit the hardest, which is the education stocks, EDU,
I saw that,
EAL, etc., are both in the green. Even DD is flat today, right?
That's a good day for DD.
That's a great day for DD. It's down 4 cents. That's an amazing day. However, the rest of China, though they're off their lows, you look at BABA is down, JD is down, everything else is down. And something Joel and I were just talking about is like, if you're going to take these things on for a day trade, that's one thing because you can control your risk throughout the day. But what worries me is not what happens between the hours of 9:30 and 4. What worries me is what happens between the hours of like 8 p.m. and like 7 a.m. Right? You can't control that. It's we know they're all going to open down lower probably every day. Until
I look at that.
So it's like, intraday is one thing. You could buy these things that and playing for a quick day trade. That's one thing. But holding overnight, like who wants to go home long Alibaba overnight? Nobody. Right?
No, not. I mean, this has been a gap and go lower 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row. So I don't know if you want to play the probabilities on it. As far as what it gaps tomorrow, they were the first hit. I mean, this is not a bad looking day. I thought, and it had already breached it in the pre-market. I had talked about 185, but man, it got to 179.67. We got a little bounce going. So, the fact that you're 5 points off the low just makes you think, well, tomorrow, even if we come in lower, there's going to be buyers here ahead of that 179.67 low. Is it the low of lows? I don't know. There's a lot of gaps to fill on the upside. But anyone trying to buy the dip over the last 4 days has got annihilated. So we'll see. Let's see if we can get back. I mean, I guess the old low of the move. I mean, some people would like to see that. The old low of the move was back up at 198.26. So a lot of air in there, a gap in today's session. But $5 off the low. That's good news.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Donkey Dave mentioned Workday. Let's talk about Workday. This is interesting. So the headline was, and it broke near the open, around the open, that Amazon had a company-wide deal to use Workday's HR software that ended after 3 years. I think Business Insider had the headline. Okay, so that was your headline. Now, fast forward a few hours, and Workday clearly has seen what the market is doing to their poor stock. So what does Workday do? Oh, easy. They come out with a statement, and I'll read you the statement. Here it is. Okay. I'll just skip the first half because we don't really care. More than a year and a half ago, both the Workday and Amazon mutually agreed to discontinue Amazon's Workday human capital management deployment with the potential to revisit in the future. This is not related to the scalability of Workday, blah, 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 blah. Our relationship with Amazon remains strong with other Amazon subsidiaries such as Audible, Twitch, and Whole Foods successfully using our system. Here is the key point that they make sure to mention. The decision to discontinue deployment, again, more than 18 months ago, emphasis mine, has no impact on our previously communicated financial guidance provided on May 26, 2021. So what they're saying is, or what happened here probably, is the IR team saw what happened to Workday and they were like, whoa, hey, market, this isn't new news. This is not new news. That's what they're saying, at least. The market clearly thought it otherwise this morning. Because there's a very interesting first couple hours of the day for Workday.
And yeah, I mean, just a seller off the open. They let it up. They came in again. Look at this 220 level. You hit 220.01, but look at your monthlies. So hey, that was I mean, you had to stand in front of a speeding train going south here. But look at all these monthly lows at that 220 area. You did take it out, but you got a nice bounce 3 months in a row. No, 3 out of 6 months, or 3 out of 7 months, 4 out of 8 months. There's your area. 220.01 hit today. $8 bounce. That's a good bounce. Once again, I think tomorrow, if you still go into retreat mode, now that that looks like a pretty solid low today. But definitely hit by the news, but rebounding off the low.
I just funny how they stressed the two things. They stressed A, that this was decided a year and a half ago. Clearly, the market didn't know that. And B, they were like, this has no impact on our guidance. We are saying that the ending of this Amazon deal doesn't impact our financials at all that we previously came out with. So we'll see. But interesting reaction. I always think it interesting when a company says one thing and Wall Street says another, because that's basically what happened today. So in any case, we're all $8 off the low of the day. We've come back in the last couple hours, but we'll see if this ends up being just a short-lived buy the dip thing. The other big one today is Activision. Okay, and this one took a little while longer to stop going down compared to Workday. And it did finally stop going down for today, at least. And the headline here, so there was this lawsuit that is not even really new news. The news of the lawsuit's been out, but I guess reverberations of that happening today. Talks of a walkout happening at the company planned for Wednesday, even though most people are remote, so I don't quite understand that. I guess they just log off for the day. Talks about production on World of Warcraft has come to a screeching halt. Nobody's working on anything. I can't remember a time where a stock got hit on a headline like this, particularly when the headline did or the lawsuit, when the lawsuit was, but also didn't. And as far I haven't looked into the particulars, but as far as I can tell, didn't specifically hinge on like a figurehead founder. Like I'm thinking about when Steve Wynn got the boot, right? Steve Wynn was like a figurehead of the company, right? As far as I can tell, this doesn't particularly relate to it. It's more of an overall company-wide culture thing, not depends on any one person. I was still surprised to see the reaction today, at least in the stock. Clearly, the market thinks that this has legs.
It sure does. And, no, not even a chance off the open. Lower open. I guess you did have, let's see what it looked. It looks like you gap lower. Boy, what a continuation of the move. You had the lower open, that lower open, which was only a nickel under the low from yesterday. They hit that and they took it all the way down to 81.56. Not seeing anything here on the monthlies to give me an inclination here to call the bottom. 78.55. That was your low in December of last year. You're making a new low for the year. So you got some work to do in this one. You are a couple bucks off the low, but it's not like the Baba bounce. It's $5 off the low. I mean, it's a lower price stock, so probably on a percentage basis, it is. It broke the monthly lows here. It broke 90, 88 to 90. So this has got a lot of work to do. This is a big red candle, and it's bigger than this red candle here. But man, there definitely could be some follow through tomorrow. Under that 82 low, 80 psychological level, 78.55 was your December low.
And who was it in chat? They said there was Donkin Dave bought workday on the div. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for you, Donkin Dave. Let me just scroll up here and see what we missed. Hey, let's talk about AMD, because we have not given them a lot of love because we've been so focused on Tesla and Apple and Alphabet and Microsoft. But AMD also reports tonight, trading lower today with pretty much, frankly, with the rest of the tech sector.
It's going to be a wild one.
Frankly, the most of the S&P 500. To be honest with you, there is some green out there, but not a ton, especially if you're in tech. But anyway, AMD. The charts, at least for today, all kind of look the same in tech. So
AMD hit that 94. Nothing there for you. I've talked about where the major resistance was. So now that you've peeled back $4, $5, $6 from that, will even be more significant. I think if I'm looking at this one and I'm looking at potential analysis, once you take out 89 here, watch out on the downside. You had a low on Tuesday, 89.08. Your low today, 89.10. So I'll stick with it on the bull camp here. But takes out 89. You're looking at least a $2 drop, possibly a $2 drop to 86.90. And let's see, what was the low on? Let's see, what was last Monday? The 84.24. That's a ways away. But make sure 89 holds. And, man, if you get near 94, 95 on a pop, there's your resistance.
Also reporting tonight is Mondelez. Sorry?
Apple?
Yes, Apple. Wait, Apple, right, Alphabet, Microsoft are the big three. And then
Mondelez? Okay.
Well, what's interesting is, like, if you look at stocks in the S&P that are like trading above their 50-day or whatever, there aren't that many of them, but like a lot of food stocks, right? Like Mondelez and Chipotle,
new all-time high.
Right, Mondelez is one of the few. It feels like one of the few that are in uptrend. It's in an uptrend. Is it an all-time high?
All-time high. Yeah, had 3 highs in the same area, 2 in the exact same area, 65.11. They took care of that seller, and then they moved up to 65.60, currently trading 65.19. I'd still keep an eye on that 65. You did have the good day. You did take out the sellers, but the buyers who took out those sellers, they're looking to turn it on to somebody else. Probably some size traded at that area too. So got to hold 65 today, or we got some downside on the upside. Who knows? 65, 60 is the high.
It's just the exact opposite of tech, because you look at McDonald's, who reports tomorrow morning, and they're again a huge uptrend. That's an all-time high for McDonald's.
Look at that motion.
I know. It's just the exact opposite heading into the report.
Yeah, well, some of these some of these restaurant stocks. I mean, the CMG effect, right?
I would certainly say that.
Ooh, look at the CMG.
I already looked.
Don't say you hear it. Don't say you heard this from me, folks. But that looks like a triple top to me.
Oh, come
Don't say it.
on.
I didn't say it. I didn't say it. I didn't say it. 1833, 50,
Yes.
1840, 40, 23, 1841, 52, old time closing high, 1830, 92. That's what I'm going to keep an eye on tomorrow if it gets a pop. But also matching lows right here at 1800. So, two ways to look at it. This thing's finally peaked and put in the triple top, and it's going to get hit, or you just had another move higher, consolidation near the highs of the move, and another blast off. But peeling back a little bit today, the good news, it's actually still up on the day quite a bit. It just peeled back from the high. Low volume here, still up 21 on the day. So I'm not going to call it a triple top, but three highs in the same area, 818, 18. $1,840 stock, pretty expensive. And they didn't split it, so they still got that in their repertoire whenever they want to get it another leg higher.
All right, let me go to the chat and see what tickers you all talking about. Oh, we haven't talked about a firm for a while. AFRM, the recent IP. Was it? Yeah, IPO, right? That's what it was. I can never remember if these things are SPACs or IPOs or what, but I'm 90% sure this was an IPO. Yeah, a firm. Ooh. Affirmative, Joel.
Let's see here. I'm looking at this 58.5, 59 area, kind of where we came down to 55 on that Monday washout. You had the big decline off the IPO. One attempt at a rally failed. Boom, 71 and change, came back down, found 55 in support. This looks okay. I mean, you would have to lean on that 55, but it looks like it's found some buyers here, holding up pretty well today. It's actually flat on the session on a down day. It's also had quite the licking since it was 146.90. So it's a third of that IPO price. Man, when was this was back in February. Also the monthlies are bunching up here. You got your resistance. Let's just call it 70. So that's $10 away. Actually, you just got over 70 on that blip either to put in that monthly candle there. So over 70 looks like you really got a room on the upside. But leaning on that low, low from the day, 54.06, or not from today. Going back, what was this low here? Last Monday, 54.06. You got the 56.40 today and bounced.
Vintage is asking about a couple of stocks, Path and Roblox. Vintage, I don't know if you were watching this morning when after Joel left, when I was on with Michael Lucas. He's bullish both of these, so I don't know if that makes you feel better or worse. I know they're both pretty much beaten down pretty hard here. Michael Lucas was bullish long term on both Path and RBLX. So
okay.
Joel, I don't know if you have thoughts here. I mean, the charts say one thing. I do. It does seem like a lot of people have sort of fallen in love with these stories. I don't know if you have thoughts on.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it's come off hard off the IPO, made that new low. So, man, 90 down to 50. What? How low did we get here? 58.46 this month. Yeah, 58.46. It's on the rebound. My focus here, though, they're all not in the exact area. If this thing could put 63.70 in the rear view mirror, then I think then for sure the rally's on. If not, you hit an area, 3-4 highs in a row. You had a lower high today. Only one number to lean on the downside, and that's that all-time low of 57.01. Oh, that was actually on July 19th. So that's the low of the move. Bump up, coming back, finding buyers. But once again, take out that 57.01, and who knows where this thing's going.
If you weren't watching us do our live trading show at the Open, I mentioned that I got stopped at a DraftKings. I had somewhere around 48, so around a $0.50 loss. I just wanted no part. It was bunching up at 48 today, and I wanted no part of that. So
let's see what it did.
It really didn't do much. Took
it's like it looks.
I'm bad. If I sold it right now, I would have made 12 cents. But I sold it this morning. But that is what it is. I had it for a swing and wanted no part of the action today. So
rug pull and pen. I just pounded the door on 73, and for some reason off the open, boy, I bet you that was just a quick spike. You got through 73, you went all the way to 73.66. So if you had sold it at 73 or shorted it and then covered, once again, when it came back down through that area, it was a pretty darn good trade. Found support just under yesterday's low. So I'm still going to go 69, which was near the low from today. I still like the 73 on the upside. So that will determine next way it goes. But you did get a dip, just like the market off that low of 68.90.
Okay. I'm just going through the chat and seeing what we missed.
Right at an all-time low. So what someone said?
I did finally reach out to Marcus today just to say what up, because it was on my to-do list. So I did email him, just so you know. I said I would, and I did. I have not heard back yet, but I at least emailed Marcus today. And Joel was on the email. He can confirm that. Right. I've not looked at it. Seems like
a company that has perpetual bad news. I mean, what else can you say?
You know what, though? Have they had any bad news in the last 3 weeks? I don't actually know.
3 weeks? I don't know. That doesn't seem like they go a couple days, but
all right, call it 2 weeks. We'll call it 2 weeks.
New low for the move, down 70 cents. Not sure what to say about this one.
I don't know. Here, just real fast on the earnings front, just bring up the calendar that we have here.
Sure.
On Benzinga's Twitter account. There you go. So Apple, Alphabet, Microsoft, Starbucks, AMD, Mondelez, Juniper, Cheesecake Factory all tonight. Boeing, McDonald's, Pfizer, BMY, Teva, Tilray, Wingstop tomorrow morning. We are in the thick of it. Hundreds of reports every single day for the next week, basically.
Spoos rallying into the close here.
Comeback. Yeah. I won't call it a comeback.
Yeah, it's a comeback halfway on the session. Apple, I'll just go through these real quickly. I mean, at 150, that's a big number. So if you get a good number, it pops up to 150, goes 151, 152. It turns and fades. 150. That's my number. Good swing number. On the downside, man, this thing has had such a run off that when it finally moved out of that trading range. Man, I wish I could look right when I'm looking here, but looking at after it broke out of that 128. On the downside, I mean, your first I want to call it major area of support. Last Monday's low 141.67, but it could see that in a heartbeat.
Hey, did we talk about Tesla yet today?
No, but I will say I didn't do too bad when analyzing that in the pre-market. The fact that it had pulled back so much off its high was not a good sign. Took out the close. I know I said maybe the close would be supported in that thing. Took that out. Took out the low, 627.24. Absolutely no reference point there. I think people were looking for the lower 620 handle. So still in a trading range. And then forget about that pre-market activity. I still like the 665, 666. This is Rose. Rose email is asking, this is TradeStation. This is the platform I'm using.
Yes, but to clarify, this is the outdated version of
Hell yeah.
If you download TradeStation now, it will not look like that. I promise. It'll look different.
I know. And then I have to spend days trying to fix it. So what else? You said Starbucks reports?
They do report tonight. I remain long, and I am
Ooh.
waiting on Starbucks. Why won't they just do what I want and announce a membership? Just announce a membership.
Don't they have that kind of?
Panera did it. You pay Panera like $8 a month or whatever, and then get.
Do you go to that one on the way to work? Do you stop that one?
I really only go to Starbucks between the months of November and like February. That's the only time of year where I go to Starbucks. I don't go outside those months.
Okay, I mean, I don't know, man. You want good coffee? Go get the Colombian coffee at Costco, and then have me make it for you, and you'll be perky in the morning.
Okay.
Costco or not Costco?
Starbucks?
Starbucks. Come on, 126. Who's the seller out there at 126? Well, you know what? The seller's getting mopped up going into the close. 3 highs right there in the same area. Boom, 126. I don't know, 130. Who knows? We'll see how it reacts. And no, I'm not on DOS. I'm actually using Fortran.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's what I program in. But
I've never.
I don't mind you guys making fun of me. You're a lot nicer than the people that. Boy, there was some mean people in the chat. Just as I said, the chat was behaving well. They had to be unruly this morning. Spoos, nothing happened today, folks. We didn't sell off down to 64.75.
No.
We're back up at 43.93, and so. I just think it's like these reports, like, what really? I mean, Apple's had this big run. They usually beat. So got reference points on some of these stocks. Microsoft, as it beats, where was Microsoft? We had 3 highs in the same area. Was it 289 or was it 290? I think it was 290, right? Yeah, big sellers stacked at 290, 89.99, 89.69, and 89. Wow, it got to 89.58 too today. Wow. There's some resistance for you. And Microsoft, Google, man, finally someone said, "Hey, I'm cashing this thing out. This thing's up 40%. This never does that." So on the upside, if it gets a pop, all-time high was actually made today at 2,800, and then a little bit of profit taking in the Googster.
All right, programming note: the Apple conference call will be at 5:00. We'll be streaming that on our channel. The Microsoft call will be at 5:30. We'll also be streaming that on our channel. That is a wrap for Joel and I here today. Markets are going to close in about 20 seconds, give or take a few.
Good day. I'm calling it a good day, all things considered.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we opened 0350. We had that quick flush. We took out Friday's low, and we're back. So you know where your level's at. Keep an eye on them. We'll be back tomorrow morning.
Please remember, all the information from our show is meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. That's a wrap for us here. Money Mitch is live right now, followed by the Cannabis Insider Show, followed by Ryan Rosebiani. And like I said, there's the bell. Like I said, we'll be streaming the Apple and Microsoft conference calls at 5:00 and 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, respectively, today. Everyone have a good rest of your day. Stay filled, stay green. Money Mitch live, coming up next.